my note card. All right, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Enrique Villalobos, and today I will be presenting to you a speech about chemical hazards within the workplace and some details about how do you have chemicals in your household and how to ID them and dispose of them. Um, in Like I said, my name is Enrique Villalobos, and I've been working for the military for almost 4 years. I'm a fueler, so I handle hazardous materials almost all the time. Um, we also have to know how to dispose of them, how to use of them for the safety of our personnel and the safety of everybody else around us. And I'm gonna start off today with this is my outline of what are hazardous materials, how to properly ID hazardous materials, how to store and maintain hazardous materials, and how to dispose of hazardous materials. So to start off, hazardous materials are pretty much, as you can see here, I have two examples of um, engine oil and paint. For example, this is a hazard if it goes in your eyes and on the floor, you might slip, you might fall. That's one. And it also contaminates the earth if you don't pick it up properly. Any type of aerosol can that contains any chemical, which it would, um, it will it affect the ozone layer eventually, little by little, and it affects the breathing of the people around you. You can't breathe anything that's in an aerosol directly. This is just an example of what hazardous materials are. How to properly identify these materials. These materials we have them at work, but also the materials that we also have are at home, i.e. Clorox, Windex, whatever, any cleaning supplies are hazardous materials. Those are cleaning supplies. We should not consume them. That's what makes them so hazardous, that no human can consume them, or we can't dump them out in the atmosphere down in the down the drain or X, Y, or Z. It will contaminate. Um, Other ways of identifying this, going back to what we use in our workplace, is with something called a SDS, a safety data sheet. Um, Unfortunately, I don't have one today, but a safety data sheet is mostly, for example, it teaches you about um, how to properly dispose of the material, how to use the material, um, and how to take appropriate action if it goes into your eyes, you inhale it, it's on your skin, i.e. all those things. We should have those in the workplace at all times. And it'll be recommended if we have them even at home with all the chemicals that we use, because it would help us understand how to use these materials properly. Um, there has been many cases of these accidents or incidents within the household or at the workplace where people just have uh, have spilled chemicals on their body, on their eyes, and they don't know what to do with it because they're not properly informed. That's one of the main reasons, the information that uh, other that the workplace gives to their employees or at home by not reading a label. That's that's what how to identify at least these hazardous materials. Um, how to store and maintain them. Well, first of all, if we go out to the workplace, let's say the most common thing that we use is motor oil and aerosols. These you might think they might be stored in the same place, but they won't be. This aerosol is a flammable material, and so is oil. But this oil is less flammable than this aerosol. This aerosol is compressed with probably some type of gas and whatever it has inside. It will explode. These chemicals, these aerosols go in a special type of lockers. We call it flammable lockers, big yellow lockers. Again, I'm sorry I don't have it I don't have somewhere to kind of explain or draw what it is, but just know that this goes separately. Also, for the oils, same way, somewhere far away from a building and locked up and stored properly. Um, we don't, they need to be sealed, they need to have a cap, they need to be on shelves. All these things have type of shelf life. And that's how we pretty much store them away from any human consumption of any type. So only people that know what they're doing with this should use them. All right. Lastly, how to dispose of your hazardous material. I'm gonna be a little redundant, but it is what it is. You have to understand what you're using. You have to um, be responsible for what you're using, and research your local laws about how to dispose this. There's a lot of recycling centers around here. Um, Here in the state of Colorado is typically a green state, as I believe most states should be. Um, if you don't know what to do, research it. Even the chemicals we have at home, if you think that it doesn't work, don't just dump it in the drain or throw it away in the trash. It's not the right thing to do. We're contaminating the earth by doing that. Recognize what you use every day. It's it's really important because um, per se we some of us have children at home. If we don't know what we have at home and our children grab it by accident and all of a sudden they consume it, it's on their skin and if something's wrong and we do the wrong thing by trying to avoid it or prevent it, or it could be a bad day. Um, so those four things are the most important before you dispose of any hazardous material. In conclusion, I believe that everything that we do as environmental compliance officers, because I am one, especially where I work at, we need to be responsible for all the things that we store and all the hazards that we have. We we should teach every single one of the people that we work with how to use it, how to dispose of it, and how to identify it. That way, we can prevent more and more accidents that happen every day in the workplace. And that's it. Thank you.